All right, so I saw this last week in San Francisco. What is it?
A Zooks.
Man, is that all you guys think about? What about this? That is a parent taking their child on a mobile device. But what's this?
A Zooks.
Which is a mobile device that will carry around a child and a parent. But it's autonomous, right? And it's agentic in its own way because it can sense the world around it. And this was a profound moment. I saw this. Like I was thinking about, wow, that's next. And Zooks, by the way, is just a few miles away in Foster City, right? So it's like right here. Okay, so we have invested at Blitzscaling Ventures. I run the AI fund. We've done 3 investments in the software agentic space. Composio, connect all your agents. Crew AI, which is agent orchestration, open source. And then Skyfire, agentic payments. In fact, those will be the 3 partners at the Snowflake Llama Lounge hackathon on agentic. So if you want to build with these companies and physical AI, that's what we'll do. And so we have strength in this sector of the market. We've also done vertical investments as well. But we can see that physical AI is coming. And I wanted to present to you the concept that we have, which we call ARoW. ARoW is not the weapon, it is the direction. It's agentic plus robotics that will lead to orchestration for actual purpose real workflows. I had all kinds of acronyms that work for GPT and partners, but this is the one I think works for us right now. And so agentic means that it's autonomous, and now I just want to preface that robotics have been autonomous for many decades. But the difference is that they're adaptive and they have agency. They can sense the world around it and make decisions on their own, which is slightly different than autonomous robots, which are more like bots. Robotics, obviously the physical world, completing physical world atoms tasks, and then orchestration. So it requires sensors, which includes CCTV cameras, all this IoT, sensors around data, secondary data, and this is the key part. In this vision, we believe that this software will connect to multiple heterogeneous hardware devices. It cannot just be one stack. It's got to be multi-stack. And then workflows, actually with a goal in mind, and the biggest concern of our space, of course, is safety. That's got to be paramount. And so ARoW is navigating agentic robotics in every direction. So bringing that metaphor back. So this is the vision that we have at Blitzscaling Ventures. So who's Blitzscaling Ventures? Have you heard of this before?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So it is a VC firm here in Palo Alto. We have 2 funds. And it's based on a Stanford class, which became the best-selling book called Blitzscaling. Thank you. And it was written by Reid Hoffman and founding partner Chris Ye. Reid is our LP, major LP, founding LP, and our special advisor. Reid reviews my AI deals before we invest the large size checks. Okay. ARoW. It is a software layer that is across it is AI agents, agentic, and it's going to coordinate multiple types of hardware systems in real-world environments. So agents, software agents, perceive the world around it, make decisions, and learn. And so we expect that will also happen, and using the same technologies because they pull from LLMs for natural language processing. So we can interface with them in many ways. And of course, tapping into world models, which I assume people will talk about today. And we believe that this software will orchestrate multi-robot workflows and with the humans. It's hardware agnostic and interoperable. Now, when I talk to folks, they say, oh, well, there has been standards in the physical AI space, but for some reason, the auto manufacturers kind of dominated that. And it wasn't inclusive of all the other forms that are coming out. And so this is what I want to learn about from you is, will we see horizontal protocols? We're starting to see that in the agentic software space with MCP and ADA. So will that carry on to this category? I don't know yet. And ensure safety, could be oversight, guardrails, evals, fail-safes, humans in the loop. And this is where it's different than traditional robotics. Agents continuously learn, and agents recruit other agents. So we want to take the best from the agent software space and bring it here to physical AI. Okay, so let's kind of paint a picture of what this looks like. This is current, where people have very simple electronics and hardwares in their homes. If this, then that, like I have a coffee machine, I want it to turn on with my very simple home automation system at a certain time, like 1 hour before dawn. It's very simple, if this, then that. Or in cities, you have traffic lights that are timed based upon how many cars are lined up. Or you might have farms where there's machinery that just grabs the fruit or the vegetables once the human is guiding it. Or in a business, you might have autonomous robots grabbing items off a machinery shelf. That's how it looks like today. Those are very simple robotic tasks. So what we imagine in the future is that the AI agents will be multi-directional and can complete many things on their own. They have agency. They can sense the world, then make decisions, then complete those actions, and then learn continuously, and then orchestrate with other AI agents. I'm not suggesting that AI hardware that's agentic in your home needs to be compatible with a warehouse in Amazon. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't think it's required. But certainly from home to city, you would probably see some type of collaboration between agentic software, because self-driving cars are moving around and they may interface with your front door, right? Because it's unloading products or things like that, or the doorbell is connected. Now, this vision we have in the past, robotics has been confined to mostly controlled settings like a manufacturing warehouse building automobiles, and it's completing repetitive tasks over and over and over, and these are all great, and they typically do not collaborate, especially heterogeneous hardware. They don't talk to each other, they don't work together. So the vision that we're trying to paint in the future is that these robots would roam the world with us, home, city, farm, work. They can complete variable tasks because they're agentic, they're non-deterministic, and they coordinate with each other and with us in natural language. So that's kind of the vision that we see with ARoW. All right, now it's important we talk about the upsides and the downsides of this vision for this new software category. The downsides for ARoW, Agentic Robotics Orchestration Workflows, is it's unpredictable. And we have this issue in the agentic software space, right? It's non-deterministic. The outputs are different every single time. So as a result, we are seeing companies doing evals and simulations, or they have guardrails to try to make the non-deterministic more predictable, which is ironic in a way, but it's happening. 2, the latency. Like if you're requiring your remote, I believe Nightscope is here, right, today? Or speaking, like that's a remote security bot that's roaming around. If it loses connection, then what? Like if it goes underground into the garage over here and loses connection, what do we do? So that's an issue. 3, the cost of humans versus robots. Okay, so this is a touchy topic. The cost of human labor is going to plummet. Amazon laid off 15,000 this week. Many of them are software programmers. So that means the cost of labor is going to plummet. So it might be cheaper to hire humans than robots. Even those humanoid robots that were announced this week that were, well, in the news and criticized, that's $500 a month or $10K? Is it cheaper to hire a human? There were people were questioning, should you hire a human worker in your home to clean your home? It's around the same price. Do you need a robot continuously in your home cleaning all the time? You just wasn't sure that the ROI was there, so that's a question. Hallucination risk. Man, remember when Midjourney first launched, how bad it was? 6 fingers? 7 fingers? Now, do you want that? With robots walking around, security robots hallucinating? Like, people can go to jail. Like, it's quite serious. We cannot have self-driving vehicles hallucinating. That is catastrophic. People's lives are at stake. And then the safety risk, of course, in the physical world. So in the software agentic space, we have rollback. We don't have rollback in the physical AI space. Once it does that, like you cannot rewind that time because it's already done something in the physical space. So the stakes are higher. Now the upsides, of course, are that the agents can operate in real time as the environment is changing. They are independent. They can have agency. They can reason because they're calling from large language models, world models. They use RAG, they're calling other agents. They should have multimodal understanding. That's also multimodal as well, so it's both. And they have natural language interaction, finally, because they're calling from LLMs. That's new, that's great, so we can have conversations, and that will be great. Okay, so over a year ago, I published this architecture diagram. Oh, I have a background as an industry analyst. I'm a former Forrester analyst, and then I ran a boutique called Altimeter Group, and there was an exit for 4 years. And we also have my friend David is an industry analyst from HFS, so we are very much tied that way. So my background is to map markets and do forecasting. I was formally trained and ran a company to do that. And so I did that for the agentic software space. And this has been around for a while. And after I mapped the market, I hosted events, and I met many of the founders, and I figured out that we should bet on Crew, Composi, and Skyfire. And those companies are having double-digit growth. Like, those were good bets. We'll see what happens, of course. So it is my intuition to map a market. I'm very analytical, very organized, but my software is a fucking mess. But other than that, I like to think about, right here, you have the ecosystem layer for software, you have the application layer, you have the management layer, and you have the data layer. Now, what I'm going to show you next is a draft. First time it's ever been seen in public. This is what I think, and I want your feedback over the break. Come talk to me of what the software agentic layer for the physical AI space looks like. Here it is. Let's talk about it. So at the bottom layer, ARoW, the bottom layer for those that are in the back is the hardware layer. And of course, there's going to be millions, thousands of OEMs. You've got sensors and cameras. By the way, cameras and sensors are part of physical AI. It's not just actuators and motors. That's really important. Number two is humanoids, robot devices of all kinds, industrial B2B, B2C, all of it, everything. And then even self-driving cars, Waymos, and Zooks, and whatever comes next. Teslas. It's all, and whatever comes next, we'll add it to that. The next layer then would be the interop layer right here. So there's a physical digital bridge layer. Could this be a standard? Is there a standard? Is it universal across all verticals? I don't know. Will there be? We're seeing this unfold in the agentic space right now. There's Google's A2A, there's Anthropic's MCP, that's happening now. And by the way, if there is no protocol, it doesn't matter, because the robots will speak to each other in English. So it just doesn't matter, and they'll use the visual cameras. So if there isn't a true API protocol, it's fine. Next is connections, and this is where so in the software space, the agentic software space, we bet on Composio, which is growing very fast. And you connect all your software agents into one area. And there are competitors called Paragon. So those companies are growing very fast. And they have thousands of connections to agentic connections. Somebody, and it might be somebody in this room, come talk to me, is going to build that for the physical AI space. You connect on one platform, connect to all of these hardware devices. Okay, so the next layer is safety. This one's very important. Our industry will not evolve we need every layer. So guardrails and humans in the loop. This is likely a mixture of software and humans. Features, products, companies, yes, no, mixture of that. This is a software category from the AI agent software space that I know that exists. It's called the eval space. So what they do is, digital twins have been around for a while, so it's similar to that. But instead of one digital twin, the eval space is they run 10,000, 100,000 agent simulations in advance, and they build a mean curve. And they can predict that non-deterministic agents are most likely to behave in this way, with the most common pattern being here and the outliers being here. Then they tighten the sides, so you have it's a larger bell-shaped curve, so you have greater predictability on what the software agents will do. And I predict we'll see that also emerge here in the physical AI space. So I already know that's happening in the software category. Permissions and security. Already a big part of the software agentic market, so it's likely to carry over to here. The next layer up is the orchestration layer. So this is where Crew and their competitor LangChain and N8N on the software category, they're dominant leaders, where you can use very simple workflows, drag and drop, on controlling agents for personal, consumer, or business reasons. And they're also connecting, of course, this connection layer is tied to that. So your agents on the software space will actually complete actions like human. And so the same thing will happen here. And again, it's got to be interop, heterogeneous hardware. So robotic orchestration with agentic. It'll be very broad. It'll say like, go put security. Physical AI security is like one of the top use cases we see that's rolling out, because many buildings need it. The worker class is not very good in many cases. And so you would have a very high level drag and drop. At this time, the security bots should go do this, and if something happens, then send out an aerial drone, and if that doesn't work, then send a walking dog out. And so you'll have very high level drag and drops, and then it should be autonomous and should manage that on its own. All right. Next, okay, so observability is also part of that. So tracking, it's called traces. So in the agentic software category, it's called, when you're tracking the agents, what they're doing, they call that agent traces. So that will likely cross over to the physical AI space. And then we also have pre-training skills, like obviously we see lots of startups trying to train robots to fold laundry, top use case, which is difficult. Or using first-person cameras, or YouTube videos, or just humans training directly. Many forms of that are emerging. So that's likely a marketplace. I expect to see a company to offer a marketplace of skills that would be interop connecting to here, which would connect to here. So I'm telling you, by the way, like where they're billion-dollar companies. What I think. Make sense? So I map the market in advance. I think about where the categories. I look for the startups. I bet on them. And I get Reid Hoffman's approval. That's the process.
And his money.
Some of his money, yes. And at the very high level, I don't know if it's a software company, but it's focused on goals. And the point is, I just don't think we're going to have robots walking around randomly. It's not cost effective, and it's just ridiculous. So ensuring that they're solving real world tools, and not everything needs to be agentic. We'll use traditional bots and RPA when necessary. The world is not only agentic, so it's going to be multiple things. So that's the vision that we have on that. So where are the opportunities? Well, we're going to hear from the speakers today, but it could be the robotic trainers. Safety is going to be a massive category in itself. Maintaining these systems and the software. New sensors, new cameras. Reimagining every space, healthcare, right? By the way, if we have ARoW, Agentic Robotics Orchestration Workflow, we may not need to go to the physical doctor as much. Like, we reimagine what does healthcare look like. It's just very serious opportunity. It's a very big way for us to think about kitchens and childcare and retail. Like, it changes everything. Restaurants, robots in homes, and then of course continual trend with dark offices. So we know about dark warehouses and dark factories, but this means we'll have dark offices. So, well, maybe not the case in a software company, but imagine at night the robots come in and they're doing the work. You don't need the lights on. Right? You don't even need humans there. So the way we think about things will change. Who gets disrupted? Repetitive physical tasks, laborers. I have some ideas on what's going to happen there. Low-skill tasks, field logistics and delivery, basic security and control. These are like the first things that I can get cut in lieu of physical AI with agentic. And then, David, I took your YouTube video, thank you, and I grabbed the script, I shoved it into GPT, and I rendered this list of the funding, and I had it sorted by funding size. Does this look familiar?
Yes.
Your YouTube video on the Llama page, you help paint the market on the massive amount of funding. Well, actually, $2 billion is not massive for this year.
We'll say more.
Yeah, but next year, I mean, this is only first half of the year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Next year should say like at least 5 times.
Yeah, I think that's right. But at least you can see like what's happening. So Raise, 7 that small seed. Fort is 18 mil, Coco, 80 M, and then over 100 M. Genesis, a seed is 100 M, which is outrageous. and then 150M bot. Skilled is 300M Series A, that's a lot. Field is 314, and Aptronic 403, and then, well, Neuralink, but that's Series Z, 650M. So that's some serious money that's coming in. I think there's quite a few other seed deals that you just not in your data or you just couldn't find it, but it's coming. All right, so to bring things towards the close, what I'm looking for at Blitzscaling Ventures is software, physical AI software companies. And you will have a network effect as the more robots and humans joins, the benefit increases for all. That's the classic Blitzscaling strategy. And the second part is viral effects. The software or the robot will attract more users or more robots or more physical AI or more sensors to come. And I think there's going to be a software company that does interop amongst hardware, robotic training, robotic agent orchestration. I think those are key categories that are likely to be software winners in this space, and I'm open to your thoughts. And if you want these, I have an offer for you. If you want these slides, please open your camera now, and you're going to go to a Google form where you can get these slides. And then 2, I'm hosting a co-hosting event on physical AI and agentics, the 2 topics married, everything I just presented, in Mountain View in Orbit with my friend Florian. And we want CEOs and founders of agentic software and physical AI to come together to talk and build about all these things I just said. This is the vision I have for this market. And then 3, you'll be included in my newsletter so you can see how I'm tracking this market.
Fantastic. Let's take a question or two.